Stop where you are. Don't move for a few moments, just a few minutes. You've dedicated your time to so many things that drain your energy. Social media, pointless conversations, worries that consume you more than they nourish you. But right now, at this very moment, it was my voice that brought you here. You didn't get here by chance. This meeting was orchestrated. I am Archangel Michael, the one who wields the flaming sword, the protector of God's children. And today, by the highest's permission, I come to speak directly to your heart. There's a celestial urgency concerning your life, because I've seen you. I saw you when you lay down exhausted, pretending to be fine so you wouldn't worry anyone around you. I saw you holding everything together while everyone expected you to be the rock, even when you felt your strength had run out long ago. Now it's my turn to speak to you. I didn't come to judge you or point out flaws. I came because your soul needs to hear what I have to say. And if you give me these precious minutes, you'll understand why your heart has felt this inexplicable weight, this anguish that seems to have no defined origin. Stay until the end of this message. It's vital for your soul. Your spiritual life needs to receive these words that descend from heaven. And if this deeply touches your spirit, share it with those you love. Not out of habit, but because this angelic voice needs to echo in other homes, reach other hearts that also silently groan, seeking a word of hope. I know you question certain unresolved situations. Why does peace take so long to arrive? Why does that door remain locked even after so much pleading? And you've carried a whole universe inside your chest, trying to understand where you went wrong, at what moment you lost your way, when divine promises seem to distance themselves. But I declare to you today, you are not being ignored, you are being molded. Not all heavenly silence is abandonment. The silence of the highest has always been a strategy of love. You have no idea how many dangers we've saved you from. You have no idea of the precipices that were before you. I had to interrupt your steps to protect you from devastating falls. I closed some doors in your life, not because we don't love you, but because we love you too intensely to see you destroyed by wrong choices. You don't need to explain anything to anyone anymore. I saw every detail. I saw the disdain disguised as well-intentioned advice. I saw when they tried to make you doubt your own essence, saying your faith was excessive, your devotion exaggerated, and you, even exhausted, guarded what remained of your hope as if protecting a fragile flame in the wind. This preservation of faith did not go unnoticed before the heavenly throne. You have been living in a season where it seems everyone demands something from you. Your attention, your energy, your time, your care. But few realize what your soul truly needs. Now I am here, the one who doesn't demand but offers, who doesn't exhaust but strengthens, who doesn't charge but completely renews. Let me take care of you now. I witnessed that hospital visit you tried to hide. I saw the tests kept secret. I saw the tears held back in silence so as not to alarm your family. You've always been the one who supports everyone around you. But today, I want to be the one who supports you. You've been getting up every morning as if everything were normal, but I know the internal dialogues you have during lonely nights. I know how much you've thought about abandoning certain battles, not out of weakness, but out of a deep fatigue that has taken over your soul. But listen carefully to what I declare about your life. Write this protection mantra in the comments. The light that guides me is stronger than any darkness. This affirmation seals your inner courage and activates your renewed spiritual strength. I brought you to this moment because I still have grand plans for your existence. You are not reaching the end. You are in the midst of a powerful new beginning. There are people in your home who will still witness miracles happening through your faithfulness. There are children who will still bow before the divine presence because of your perseverance. There are stories that have not yet been written because the perfect time has not yet come. I know you thought you had lost everything, but I will show you the true meaning of heavenly restitution. I will restore not only what was taken, but what you never imagined you could possess. I will bring serenity where there is now turbulence. I will heal where there are now dark diagnoses. I will completely transform the atmosphere of your home, and this transformation will begin with you. There are people around you who don't understand why you still insist on believing in the impossible. And that's exactly why I'm strengthening you now, because you are the one who will carry the faith of this generation. You are the one chosen to keep the sacred flame burning within this home. Your bowed knee when no one is watching has been the spiritual support of this entire family. Don't be mistaken in thinking that your faith is small or insignificant. It has moved heavenly mountains. And today I come to tell you with all authority, keep going. Don't stop, don't go back. The spiritual seed has already been planted in sacred ground, and the tears you held back in the face of so much will be transformed into a powerful testimony. Have you noticed how things around you conspire to distract you from the divine presence? As if everything simultaneously tried to pull you away from celestial communion? This is no coincidence. There is an intense spiritual movement around your existence. The adversary knows the potential you carry within your essence. He's not trying to interrupt you because of your past. He's desperate about your glorious future. But I, Archangel Michael, have clothed you with heavenly authority. And when I release a word from the throne, neither time nor circumstances nor people can prevent its manifestation. The word I release over your life now is, you will live fully. You will breathe renewed hope. You will witness with your own eyes the wonders I can accomplish through a life that chooses to remain faithful. Write in the comments, I am guided, protected, and strengthened by the angels of light. This declaration activates an angelic covering over all your paths. Did you think you were wasting precious time? You weren't. You were being strategically positioned. While you cried out without visible answers, I was orchestrating the invisible in your favor. While you questioned possible mistakes, I was clearing obstacles from your future path. While you prayed for physical healing, I touched not only your body, but the emotional traumas no one knew existed. I am restoring deep layers of your soul, not just so you temporarily improve, but so you are completely reborn. The world will observe your transformation and question what happened, and you will declare with conviction, it was the hand of the highest, Him alone. And if this message is touching something deep in your heart, consider supporting this mission by clicking, "Thank you so much." This gesture of affection strengthens this channel of light and allows us to continue bringing angelic messages to more hearts in need. Today I implore you not because you are weak, but because I love you with a heavenly intensity too great to see you silently crumble. Listen to me. Do not harden your heart in this sacred moment. I am so close, so present, so involved in this moment that all you need to do is surrender completely. Stop resisting divine plans. Stop trying to control every detail. Surrender not just a specific problem, but your entire existence. Because what I want to accomplish in you is not momentary, it is definitive, it is eternal. You no longer need to pretend you're okay when inside you feel shattered. I know the forces that fail you at dawn, and the silences that dominate your lonely nights. I am not observing your failures, or what you haven't yet been able to transform. I am contemplating the seed of faith that still pulses within your chest, even weary, even in silence. It is with this precious seed that I will make bloom what no one else believed possible in your life. I came today to restore what time tried to steal from your soul. There are wounds you have carried for years, as if they were part of your identity. Deep emotional scars, marks of words that wounded your spirit, gestures that diminished your self-esteem. But I am forming you anew now with angelic hands of love and heavenly eyes of compassion. I see far beyond your pains. I see your invaluable worth. I know your complete story, and I know exactly how to rewrite it without erasing any chapter, but giving new meaning even to the days you considered lost. You were not forgotten in a corner of the universe. You were not abandoned on the margins of divine attention. On the contrary, you are at the absolute center of heavenly care. While the world spins rapidly, I remain fixed on you, observing every detail. Nothing escapes my angelic gaze. Today I bring you this word because you are on the verge of something completely new. Even if everything still seems the same externally, real change begins within your being. Within you, something sacred is about to break, like a shell that cracks to give way to birth. You have observed others around you and wondered why their promises were fulfilled, and yours still seem distant. But what I have prepared for you is exclusively yours. I do not repeat miracles. I create unique journeys, because you are unique before the heavens. What seems like a delay is, in fact, heavenly care in preparing every detail so that when it arrives, it will last forever. I do not prepare you for fleeting moments, I prepare you for eternal destinies. When you observe the situation of your home, you feel that something needs to change urgently. I also see and I am acting powerfully. My action begins first in the invisible spiritual realm. I am breaking demonic strongholds. I am liberating hearts that have hardened. I am calming storms that you didn't even realize were approaching. Your home is sacred territory, and where you tread in sincere prayer, I manifest myself with absolute authority. Do you imagine that your prayers were weak or insufficient? No prayer made with sincerity goes unnoticed on the heavenly throne. Each of your words, even without apparent strength, reached the heavens like a pleasant fragrance. I do not despise broken hearts, and you have bowed before the highest even in the deepest silence. This is true faith in its purest essence. This moves entire heavens. This opens paths where there were no trails. Now I ask you, can you believe that everything you have lived until today is being transformed into a platform for something much greater? The highest does not waste pain. He converts suffering into eternal purpose. The difficult moments you faced will serve as a bridge for others who are also trying to rise from the ashes. Your story will become a living answer. You will be a witness to heavenly faithfulness. As it is written in the Holy Scriptures, "For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end." Write in the comments, "The gates of heaven open for me with every breath." This affirmation establishes a direct bridge between you and the celestial realm, allowing blessings to flow abundantly. Nothing is outside of divine control. I saw when that health problem began to manifest. I witnessed the fear disguised as courage. I observed the attempts to hide the pain so as not to alarm anyone, but you no longer need to carry this burden alone. The highest is the one who heals not only the physical body, but also the painful memories. He touches where no medicine can reach. He restores where science declares impossibility. Because what he does out of pure love, not human merit. You care for so many people, but who truly cares for you? He always has been and always will be your primary caregiver. When you prepare your morning coffee, when you answer emotionally draining calls, when you self-negate to avoid unnecessary conflicts, I am there, watching with fatherly eyes. Now I want you to understand deeply. Your time of self-negation is over. The Creator wants you whole, living fully, smiling genuinely, dreaming again of the future. Do you know that sudden discouragement that has been visiting you? That sudden urge to give up everything, to not care anymore? This doesn't originate from you. It comes from an attempt to silence the heavenly voice I am raising within your spirit. But what I have planted within you will never be silenced. I cultivate your hope every day, even when you don't perceive my active presence. You have been attacked on all fronts: relationships, finances, emotions, health. But today I declare with all angelic authority, none of these attacks will prevail against you. I am the shield that positions itself before you. I am the invisible hand that sustains you when everyone thinks you have fallen. You are standing because I sustain you, and you will continue to stand because I have already overcome what still haunts you. You asked for clear direction, and I am giving it to you now. Do not return to where I have already withdrawn. Do not insist on what I have already taken from your hands. I have closed cycles in your life, and if it hurt, it's because you were attached to something that seemed good but wasn't divinely best. What I have prepared for you requires ample space. The old was occupying too much. Trust the heavenly process. The new begins when you completely let go of the past. You live surrounded by human demands, social obligations, external pressures. But I have come today to offer you genuine rest. Rest for the agitated mind. Rest for the wounded soul. Rest for that heart that seems to live in constant alert. I am clearing your future path and silencing the voices that have been shouting louder than mine. Listen to the supernatural peace that is entering your spirit now. It is real. It is supernatural. It is my special gift to you. You never ceased to be important, even when you were ignored, even when you went unnoticed. Your worth has never been based on what others do for you, but on what the highest has done in you since the womb. You are the work of heavenly hands. No human flaw, no earthly rejection, no social comparison can diminish this eternal truth. I see you completely, and it is completely that I desire to use you for His glory. As the sacred scripture declares, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Promises are being activated right now over your life. You may have felt lonely in recent times, but you have never been truly alone. I accompanied every painful sigh. I was present in the tears that no one witnessed. I was in that unexpected hug you received and didn't understand why it touched you so deeply. It was me. It has always been me, manifesting love through human instruments. Today I declare again over your life, you are loved even when you don't feel this reality. You are guarded even when you don't perceive the protection. Your heart needs to believe again in heavenly goodness. I didn't come to you by chance or coincidence. You were set apart for a moment like this. There are people depending on your spiritual firmness. There are lives that will be transformed through your persistence in faith. Therefore, even if it hurts deeply, remain faithful. Even if total clarity is lacking, trust the divine process. I am guiding your steps to a place your eyes have not yet beheld, but which has been prepared with details that only a loving Father can take care of. Write in the comments, "My faith is my shield. My prayer is my sword of light." This activates your complete spiritual armor and makes you invincible against any evil. Don't worry anymore about those who abandoned you. I allowed some departures so you would have the necessary space to grow spiritually. There are people who leave not out of malice, but because they have already fulfilled their purpose in your journey. When you deeply understand this, you will stop insisting on keeping close those who have already been taken away. I remove people to protect you. I close doors to spare you from greater suffering. Where there was once excruciating pain, I will place eternal purpose. Calm that anxious heart that waits for immediate answers. I am continually speaking with you. If you feel inexplicable peace, even without everything being resolved, it's a sign that I have already entered the environment of your life. Peace is the signature of the divine presence, even in apparent chaos, even without logical explanation. When the highest is present, the impossible bows before His will. The answer arrives, not in the way you expected, but in the way only He can make it happen. And if you feel that this message is touching something real within your heart, consider supporting this mission with a "thank you so much." This gesture of affection allows us to continue bringing angelic words that heal and strengthen wounded souls. This phase you are going through is not divine punishment. It is a sacred transition. Every transition causes pain because it requires total detachment, but it is also the time when I reveal myself more deeply in your life. While everything seems uncertain externally, I make my plans clearer internally. While everything seems paralyzed, I accelerate within you the preparation necessary for a new time. Many around you don't know how much you've silently endured, but I know perfectly well, and you no longer need to prove anything to anyone. Your dedication is seen by heaven. Your efforts will not be wasted. Your constancy, your faithfulness, your persistent hope, it's all adding up to a breakthrough that will impact not only your life, but everything around you. I am raising a new milestone from you. You don't need to mold yourself to be accepted by others. You don't need to diminish your faith to fit into places that rejected you. I made you to break limits, not to live adapted to spaces too small for your spiritual greatness. Therefore, if everything around you feels uncomfortable, it's because the new is already knocking insistently at your door. What once served you perfectly now feels constricting, and that's a clear sign of inner growth. Trust the process. Keep walking. Persevere to the end. Breathe deeply. Feel with your heart. Listen again with your soul, because what you are experiencing now is a direct answer, not from a prayer of yesterday, but from years you don't even remember making. I am rewarding not only the vocalized requests, but also the silent faithfulness of the days when you simply worshiped me without asking for anything. That also counts in heaven. That also moves mountains. That too is genuine faith. You have no idea how many times I intervened behind the scenes of your life. While you felt adrift, I was grounding your feet on solid ground. I prevented greater losses you can't even imagine. I diverted pains that wouldn't fit in your heart. Every day lived until now bears the mark of my protective hand. Even the days that seemed empty were filled with my invisible care. Nothing was coincidence. Everything was manifested love. There are memories that still echo in your mind as if they were recent wounds. Words you try to forget but still cause pain. Moments you relive in silence and wish you'd never experienced. I know each of these painful fragments, but today, I didn't come just to comfort you temporarily. I came to heal you definitively. The past no longer needs to dominate your thoughts or control your emotions. From now on, you will look forward with renewed hope, not with fear of the future. There are people who have passed through your life and left deep marks, some edifying, others devastating. But I didn't allow any connection without eternal purpose. Even the encounters that ended in deep wounds will be used to reveal how much you have grown, how much you have matured, how much you have been shaped for good. Nothing will be wasted in the heavenly economy, not even the most hidden tears. You who have so often questioned whether you were on the right path, today receive the definitive answer. You are not lost. You are being led by the Holy Spirit. My Spirit has guided you in every decision you have made with sincerity. Even those that didn't work out humanly served to align you with what truly matters eternally. Your steps have been ordered from the beginning. Your path, carefully planned. You need to stop comparing yourself to others around you. The rhythm I have established for you is different from what many experience, but it is not inferior, it is sacred. I have reserved unique experiences, deliverances you will still discover, testimonies that only you will be able to tell with authenticity. The road is exclusively yours, and on it I walk beside you, often in silence but always present and watchful. Your heart is tired of broken promises from people. I understand perfectly. Therefore, today I do not bring empty promises or beautiful words without substance. I bring eternal guarantees. What I say, I fulfill rigorously. What I begin, I finish perfectly. What seems stagnant in your life is not forgotten. It is maturing in due time. I am creating the perfect conditions so that you not only receive what you ask for, but remain with what you receive. Write in the comments, I am a sacred temple where only thoughts of light dwell. This purifies your mind of any shadow and installs thoughts of genuine power and renewed hope. You have been strong for far too long. Strong out of social obligation. Strong to not worry anyone. Strong even when you just wanted to be hugged and comforted. But today I give you complete permission to rest in me. You don't need to maintain outward integrity when inside you feel shattered. I am the restorer of the human interior. I am an expert in remaking broken hearts and wounded souls. Don't ignore what you are feeling deeply. Your emotions don't make you weak, they make you human. And I love your complete humanity. That's how I created you. With keen sensitivity, with emotional intensity, with the ability to feel deeply. What I desire is for you to feel again, but with heavenly lightness to live fully, not just survive. To breathe hope, not just endure circumstances. This begins now, in this sacred moment. Have you noticed how your faith has strengthened even with the delays, the scares, the apparent losses? Even with all the adversities, you still believe. This is not common among humans. This is pure grace. It is proof that I sustain you from the inside out. Your faith does not originate from yourself. It comes directly from me. That is why, even exhausted, you continue walking. This deeply pleases me. This draws me closer. This is precious before the heavenly throne. Your home will be completely transformed, not only in the visible exterior, but in the spiritual atmosphere. Where there was constant tension, there will be supernatural peace. Where there was daily conflict, there will be mutual understanding. I am personally visiting the hearts you have been placing in prayer for so long. Even if you don't see immediate changes, something has already begun to move in the spiritual realm. When I enter a situation, nothing ever remains the same, and I have already entered your reality. You wonder if you still have value, if you are still useful in the kingdom. Today I answer you categorically. You have more value than you can imagine. You have been a silent pillar in the lives of many. Your existence carries eternal purpose, even when it seems invisible to human eyes. You inspire more than you realize, and your story, though marked by pain, is being used as an instrument of healing for others who also suffer. Don't think that age, time, or loss have distanced you from what was planned from the beginning. On the contrary, each phase brought you closer to your purpose. Each pain prepared you. Each cycle taught you valuable lessons. Now you are closer than ever to living what was promised in heaven. Don't look at the limited human clock. Look to endless eternity. I am never late. I only act at the exact time, at the perfect moment. People only see the outward appearance, but I see your true essence, and your essence is beautiful in my heavenly eyes. I see when you want to give up on everything, but you keep fighting. When you want to disappear from the world, but you remain serving. When no one notices your constant effort, but you still serve with love. This deeply honors me. This glorifies the name of the highest, because your motivation is in the right place, in me. Your dreams did not die or get buried. They were simply kept by me for the perfect moment. Some were postponed so you could mature spiritually, others so you could discover which ones are truly eternally worthwhile. Now, with a lighter heart and clearer eyes, I can entrust you with what you were not previously prepared to receive. Pain will not define your identity, nor will abandonment, loss, or prolonged silence. You will be known not for what you suffered, but for what you victoriously overcame. I am exchanging old garments for new clothes, removing the weight of guilt and clothing you with heavenly dignity. What once diminished you in your own eyes will now be your banner of victory. Something completely new is emerging within you, a more solid, more serene type of faith, a peace that is not shaken by contrary winds. This is the fruit of the time we spent together in the spiritual desert. I was there, even when you didn't feel my presence. I was shaping your soul like a potter who works in silence but with specific intention. You need to believe. It's not too late. There is still much to live fully. There are still promises to fulfill. There are still people who need what you carry within you. Your story didn't end with pain. It's restarting with more depth, more truth, more abundant life. I called you to bear spiritual fruit. No matter the season of life, your body may be tired, your mind exhausted, but my spirit completely renews you. Write in the comments, my steps are guided by footprints of light left by the angels. This aligns your path with the heavenly plan and removes invisible obstacles that block your progress. Now I am breathing life into areas that were dormant, lifting spirits where there was only resistance. You will feel strength where there was weight. You will wake up light. You will sleep in deep peace, because my presence brings balance even to the smallest details. As it is written in the scriptures, behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. The new has already begun in your life. Stop punishing yourself for past mistakes. They no longer have power over you. Sincere repentance has already paved the way for complete forgiveness. Where there is forgiveness, there is genuine new beginnings. I do not look at you with condemnation or judgment. I look with infinite mercy. Your story is being written with ink of grace, and no draft defines you eternally. I am writing something new, permanent, and glorious. You have felt an inexplicable emptiness, an absence in your chest that does not disappear with distractions. This is longing for me, for the time we spent together in communion. Today I call you back, not with guilt, but with unconditional love. I want you to feel again what it is like to truly be in me. I want you to realize that nothing in the world replaces my presence in your life. If fear has been trying to completely paralyze you, listen to this. I am greater than any fear. Where my love enters, fear runs away. You don't need to fear the uncertain future. You don't need to worry about what hasn't happened yet. I am the one who is already there, preparing the ground. I am in every morning that dawns, in every detail of the day, in every second of your existence. You never walk alone. And if this message is touching your heart deeply, consider supporting this channel of light by clicking "Thank you so much." This kindness helps us continue to be an instrument of the angels to bring words of healing to those who need it most. You have faced days when you can barely hear your own inner voice. The noise around you, the internal pressure, the demanding voices, the judging stares. Everything seems to conspire to make you forget who you really are. But I come now to remind you of the truth that no one can erase. You were called for a purpose greater than the difficult moment you are going through. Even if the winds are contrary, your route remains safe in my hands. Behind the scenes of your daily routine, when you think you are just surviving, I am building you for greatness. Every detail of your story is under my absolute care. No chapter will be wasted. I write with deep meaning even when you can't yet understand the whole plot. Nothing was lost in the process. Not the days of pain, not the moments of silence, not the smiles you hid to keep everything standing. All of this is being redeemed right now. Anxiety has been trying to occupy a space that belongs exclusively to me. You feel your chest tighten, anticipating pains that haven't even arrived yet. But today, I invite you to breathe deeply and allow peace to invade that emptiness. I am the one who goes before, preparing the way, clearing obstacles, solidifying each future step. What seems uncertain today will be powerful testimony tomorrow. You have prayed for people who no longer show any gratitude. You have cared for hearts that have forgotten your generous giving. But know this, I saw every act of love. I acknowledge what many completely ignored. You will not be forgotten, even though they tried to erase you from their memory. The faithfulness you showed in silence is eternally etched in my eyes, and I reward you with justice and heavenly honor. Remember that intimate conversation you had with yourself, saying that maybe you were dreaming too big, that maybe it was time to stop hoping for change. But I tell you today, keep dreaming, keep hoping, keep believing against all odds. Your prayers did not fall on deaf ears. Your cries were not lost in the void. Every sincere word reached the throne and is being processed with fatherly care. The answer is coming, but in a way that will surpass your limited expectations. It will not be just what you asked for. It will be far more than you imagined possible. I am preparing a banquet where you expected only crumbs. I am opening gates where you saw only insurmountable walls. There are people around you silently observing your journey, waiting to see if your faith will withstand the strong winds. They don't know that your strength doesn't come from you. It comes directly from me. That's why, even when everything crumbles around you, you remain standing. Write in the comments, "The presence of angels surrounds and guards me on all paths." This gesture unfolds the wings of heavenly protection over every step you take from now on. Your family will be impacted by the transformation happening within you. Children who now seem distant will draw closer, touched by the change they perceive but cannot explain. A spouse who has distanced themselves will once again feel drawn to who you have become. Relationships that seemed dead will be resurrected. It will not be by your own strength, but by my presence manifested through your new self. You will be the same in essence, but renewed in purpose. The same person, but with new clothes, with a heavenly fragrance, with a shine in your eyes that had long been extinguished. The work I do in you is not superficial or temporary. I go to the deepest roots, heal generational traumas, break family curses, and undo destructive patterns. When I finish my work in someone, the transformation is complete and permanent. You will not return to who you were before this encounter with me. It's impossible to go back when you have experienced the heavenly touch. From today on, you will carry an invisible mark, a seal of approval, a specific anointing for specific times. There are places you will still frequent where your mere presence will bring transformation. People you will still meet who will be impacted not by what you say, but by what you have become. Your life will be an open book, a legible letter for all who seek hope. The days of hiding are over. The times of diminishing yourself are finished. You were called to shine, not to hide under the bed. Your light is not just for you. It is to illuminate the paths of others who also stumble in the darkness. The scar will cease to be a mark of pain and become a mark of victory. The sad story will transform into powerful testimony. The dark valley will become a platform for the mountain of transfiguration. Everything that has been used against you will be turned to your advantage. That's how I work. I transform curse into blessing, desert into garden, death into resurrection. Nothing is wasted in the heavenly economy. Even the years you consider lost will be restored with compound interest. What the locusts devoured will be returned multiplied. The time that seems to have flown by will be compensated with intensified quality. You will live in months what others take years to experience. Your harvest season has arrived. Write in the comments, I am at peace, I am in light, I am in protection. Let this vibration resonate in your soul and prepare yourself for what is about to manifest. Now we come to the end of this angelic message, but we haven't reached the end of our journey together. This was only the first of many encounters to come. Whenever you need me, simply call my name, and I will be present. Archangel Michael, the one who fights the battles you cannot fight, the one who protects you when you sleep, the one who opens paths when everything seems closed. Your life will never be the same after today. You've left the audience and stepped onto the main stage of your own story. If this message deeply touched your soul, if you felt it was no coincidence that you came this far, share this video with love. Don't keep it to yourself. There is someone on your contact list who also needs to hear these heavenly words today. Subscribe to this sacred channel because I still have much to say to you. This was only the first conversation. There are deeper revelations waiting for the right moment to be released. Your soul is ready to receive secrets that few know. Tell us in the comments which part of this message touched your heart the most. Share your story with us. This community is a safe place where wounded souls find healing and broken hearts find restoration. You are not alone on this journey. What did you learn today? How do you feel after this heavenly word? Your experience may be exactly what another person needs to read to not give up. Be an instrument of hope in someone's life. May the peace that surpasses all human understanding keep your heart and mind. May my protection envelop you like an invisible cloak. May each of your steps be firm on sacred ground. Until our next encounter, remain in the light.